Welcome back to Music with Mr. Lipson. Very happy to see you again, and this is going to be our final week we're going to be spending on reading notes, playing the notes on instruments, and this is going to be a chance for you to create your own music from scratch and perform it. Let me show you what you're going to do. So I'm going to be providing you with, this is called staff paper, and it has everything you're going to need on it. It has the 5 lines, and it also has the treble clef, which I'm circling one right now. So this is what you're going to do. You're going to create using Every Good Boy Does Fine is on the line, and FACE, face in the space, to make your own notes and rhythms and beats. Let's go over those notes really quick. So I'm drawing them out right now. Can you figure out, do you remember what these notes were? Every good boy does fine. Think about it as we go. Oop, I messed up on that one. That one is G, B, D, F. And we're also going to be writing out, I'm going to do this one in red so you can see this one will be our F, A, C, E. So just using this as a reference to make sure that we can compose our own music from scratch and then perform it. So I have that right there for us. So I'll zoom out, but it's always going to be there. So this is the first thing you do when you write your music. You always have to write a thing called the time signature. And that means that how many beats are going to be put into a measure or a little box. We'll get into that. So we're going to write our time signature out. What you're going to do is, we're just going to do 4-4. I want you to write 2 4s like this, and they're over each other, and they're right next to the treble clef right here. So that's what I want you to do. You're going to have to print out this paper so that way you can do it, or use a drawing tool on your computer to make this work. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to write 4-4, and you're going to want to write 4-4 on every line, because we want to know that there's 4 beats in a measure, and the quarter notes are the ones that get the note. So the next thing you're going to do is you're going to make lines that go up and down like this. This is going to divide your notes into a thing called measures, which get 4 beats per measure. So you can separate them and organize them better. Next, what you're going to do is you're going to pick out what kind of notes you want to compose on your paper. It depends what you're going to do. Here are the guidelines. I want you to create something using at least 4 measures or boxes. So 1, 2, 3, 4. At least 4 measures, but you can choose, if you would like to make a song that is more than that, you can do 5, 6, 7. You can choose a song or a melody that is up to 8 measures. Using the beats we've also gone through, you're going to incorporate beats into them as well. So we have a quarter note, we have 2 eighth notes. 2 eighth notes still equal 1 beat. We have a rest, that's a quarter rest, which equals 1 beat of rest. A half note is 2 beats. So if you do make a half note, you're going to put it out for 2 beats. These are the beats you're allowed to use for this. So let me write out a melody. Remember, you're only allowed to have 4 beats per measure or per box. I'll go through this. I'm gonna put my music, let's put it in green so you can see what I'm going to draw. So you should still be able to identify the notes as we go through them. If the note is a B or above, you're going to want to put your little lines to draw them below and not above like I just did. All right, I'm still going. I have 2 of my 4 measures done. I'm making some half notes. I'm going to stick with 4 measures. Oop, I messed up. I accidentally put those lines on the top, so we're going to fix that right now. All right, so I just composed my own music. I wrote out notes, which we've been working on the treble clef staff, and I also wrote out the beats. What you're going to do now, once you write out the notes, you're going to perform your melody on your instrument, either your online instrument that you've had, or an at-home instrument. Remember, your at-home instrument needs to be pitched, multi-pitched, so it can't just have one note. A drum doesn't count. Let's write out these notes just to make sure I know what I'm playing, starting from the beginning. What's our first note on the bottom? It's the first note on the bottom space. What note would that be? That's going to be an F. So I'm going to write out an F here. Our next note is going to be, I'm looking and I'm referencing my FACE and EGBDF. Our next note's going to be G. Our next note's going to be A. We have two C's attached to each other. We have D. We have C. We have B. We have G. A, D, C, B, A, G. And I'm looking right over here at my FACE and EGBDF to figure it out. Now, we're almost ready to play on our instrument. Before we even play, we've got to make sure that everything has 4 beats in a measure. If it has more than 4 beats, then we can't play it because our time signature says 4/4. Let's count it. I'm going to use a different color to help you count how many beats there are. Let's go through it. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that's correct. 1, 2, 3. Well, that says only 3, but why does it work? Because a half note, which I'm drawing right there, a half note equals 2 beats. So that will actually work because that's 4 total beats. That half note makes it 2 beats. Yep, so that's 4 beats. And 1/8 note by itself is only a half of a beat, but 2 eighth notes are going to be a full beat. So that's going to work. Yes, so it's 4 beats now. Now that I have it, I'm going to perform it on the piano. 1, 2, 3, 4. I just performed a melody. I just made up the melody, and I used these different notes, FACE, E, G, B, D, F, to create this melody based off of music reading, identifying notes, and performing them. I also used the beats. So for this week, what you're going to do is you're going to write the notes out, perform them, and share them with me on your Google Forms for credit. Very excited to see the type of melodies that you're going to create, and it's so exciting to see that you are reading and performing music. Have a wonderful week.